Welcome in, everybody, to the 49erverse. I'm your host, Matt Daniel, as always, joined by my co-host, John Gallagher. John, how are we doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How good was it to be able to see 49ers football in action?
It was awesome. It's
like a dream come true. It was so good to be able to see the names that you've been talking about, in a 49ers jersey. No more jersey swaps for Trey Lance.
Right.
We got actual pictures, so.
Yeah. One exception there, not seeing Elijah Mitchell. Bummed me out.
Speaking of that, he's first on my list in news and notes. Elijah Mitchell, abductor expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks.
What is an abductor? Was that what aliens use to beam people up?
Yeah,
right?
It's hurt, so he's going to be out for a while. Honestly, that is a good question. I honestly don't even know. I've never even heard of that injury from a player.
Yeah.
Looks like the abductor. Okay, thanks, Google. It's a person who abducts another person. That's not what we want.
So he hired a kidnapper, and he got hurt, and now he's out 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, it looks like it's a hip, gluteus medius, gluteus minimus, and tensor fasciae lat. I don't know. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce that. Okay. It's in like the hip region.
Okay.
The inner hip. So pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, like we said, we didn't know much about it. Hopefully, no preseason for rookies, not great, but
yeah, I couldn't point to my abductor.
No, I couldn't either. I can point to my hip. That's about the extent I know about that region. I'll just gotta knock out the rest of these notes because we do have quite a few. Jalen Hurd, knee out. He's been in and out this week. I think he's in most recently. That's the story for Jalen Hurd. Javon Kinlaw, he's week to week with a shoulder. Aaron Banks, unsure on timeline, his shoulder as well. He's probably done for the preseason. 49ers waive Josh Rosen. Sign Devontae Harris from Baltimore. Waive Austin Watkins, release Joshua Perkins, and Ken Webster. So,
yeah.
Only big ones for me are, Rosen. I don't even know if we're going to carry a third quarterback, but Kinlaw and Banks, obviously we need those guys too.
Yeah, I hope they were just being, playing it safe with them. Like, I hope that's not like a real injury. I just hope maybe they got a little roughed up and they're just being, all right, well, you can hang out.
Yeah, just kind of like, we know you're good at football.
Right.
Just don't hurt it any worse kind of thing.
Yeah. So severity of injury right now, I really would like to take a closer look into.
Yeah. I don't know how bad it is for Kinlaw. That's the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, because he's really the only starter, but hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into what we saw week one. Obviously, the biggest thing is the quarterback play. We got to see a little bit of Trey Lance. We saw some good. We saw some bad. Just what are your takeaways just from both Jimmy and Trey from week one?
I saw a lot to be excited about. Jimmy played solid, wasn't asked to do a lot, but he had some fresh, fast reads, and he delivered the ball very quickly, which is that's a recipe for success in the NFL, and especially so for the Shanahan offense, where it's predicated so much on different kinds of run looks as well. So he was throwing it quick and accurately, and a lot to like about that. And then in comes Trey Lance, and he shows you that he can roll out left and then just deliver an absolute bomb. That 80-yard highlight play was tremendous. Having said that 80-yard highlight play was against a second-string strong safety in coverage, like something that's probably not going to happen in the NFL. There's going to be a different defense, and it's going to be a lot better. Trey Lance also took some sacks, and he threw two balls that I believe would have been picked had it been against a better defense. So I saw some things that, some growing pains and some things that I want him to work on. But I saw a lot of athleticism and the ability to throw the ball that, if honed, harnessed, and refined, is going to be incredibly dangerous moving forward.
Yeah. So, we talked about it last week. Contact is important in preseason, like you said, with Trey. And same with Jimmy, because we're not saying Jimmy go score a touchdown right now. We're saying we know what Jimmy is.
Yeah.
We know what Mahomes is. We didn't see Mahomes do much.
Right.
Jimmy can throw the ball, and he didn't throw the ball deep. They weren't really checkdowns, but they were, average depth of target, I think, was like 4 yards or something.
Yeah, a lot of just short route completions.
Who cares? He did it, and he executed exactly what he was asked to do pretty much perfectly. So, I have pretty much nothing negative to say about what Jimmy did.
Yeah, it was a solid
Trey,
performance.
I mean, it was pretty much exactly what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Athlete, huge arm, ability to make the big play, you know, but it's the first time he's ever faced NFL level defense. And,
Right.
you know, there were a couple times where his decision making lapsed a little bit.
Looked a
But, you
little,
know,
yeah.
that's okay. He hasn't played in 2 years. So
Yeah.
I was not surprised at all by that. But I think
Mhm.
I was overall, I think I saw in Trey what I wanted to see, you know,
Yeah.
because I wanted him to come out and look confident. He looked confident. He looked pretty confident in the pocket. He did take some sacks, but I mean, a couple of the times, you know, Brunskill was getting blown out of the water. So it's like,
It's true.
you know,
True.
a couple of them where he's going to learn to, okay, you need to get rid of the ball in that
Get rid of it. Right.
situation. You need to, you know, I don't know how much of it is, you know, he needs to pick that up before the play. Those things are going to come in time, you know, but as far as like just God-given talent and what Trey Lance has,
Yeah, he's got
it.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, that was a win.
Right.
For me, it's still Jimmy's team. It's still Jimmy week 1. We were talking about a little bit before the show. I think it's Jimmy's job to lose. And that's fine. I mean, Trey is going to be, I think, it seems like he's going to be good, but he clearly showed that he needs just a little bit more time.
Yeah. So now when you say it's Jimmy's job to lose, how short is that leash? Like, are we say it's, you know, it's 21-14, we have 14 and we're driving in the fourth quarter, look, you know, trying to tie it up and Jimmy throws a pick. Is that the leash?
You mean if he blows week 1 against the Lions?
Doesn't even have to be anywhere between week 1 and week 4.
Well, I mean, it depends on what he's done, you know, up to that point. Obviously, there's a lot. But I mean, if Jimmy is the reason, Jimmy can't be the reason we're losing. Yeah.
Okay.
He just can't be the reason that we're losing. I'm not asking Jimmy to go throw for 450 yards, 6 touchdowns, and run for 75 yards. He needs to not lose us the game. What Alex Smith used to do for us back in the day.
Just keep the offense humming.
Yeah. And I mean, part of that's what's Jimmy's issue has been turnovers, but if he can protect the ball, and if he did what he did literally in that first drive, that's all you have to do. Those receivers were wide open.
Yeah.
You know? So
more so in that game, though, I was a little disappointed to see how many wide receivers were dropping the ball, considering they're like vying for a spot.
I was too. I think that Trey there has to be a difference between Trey's fastball and Jimmy's fastball, and they just are not.
Not used to it. Yeah.
So I mean, that has to be the only thing I can think of because Ayuk didn't drop a single pass, I don't think, last year, and so now he drops like a pretty easy one from Trey. I mean, to me, that just seems like something that he just needs to catch more.
Ayuk's hands, I'm not really worried about. I think he will put it together, but it was, I mean, there was just a lot of drops. Yeah, Richie, Watkins, they let go, right?
Yeah, Watkins.
So, yeah. So there's just like, if you're like, the spot is wide open, I think, you know, I just wanted to see somebody separate themselves.
Yeah. And I think the ones that did separate themselves were Trent Sherfield and Juwan Jennings, who I thought both played really well. You know, obviously context does matter. It was against backups, but they caught the ball that was thrown to them. And Richie James and River Craycraft were not catching the balls thrown to them.
Yeah. So. And I want Richie James to like take off.
Man, I do too. I want him to be good enough in special teams to where it's okay. Like he doesn't need to be, you know, he doesn't even need to be our wide receiver 3. If he's good enough in special teams, he can just be our wide receiver 4. And then, you know, he can be a good return man. But our special teams is awful.
It's not that great.
You know, so I don't know. He had a couple returns where I was just like he took it, he caught it at the 6 and brought it to like the 15. I was just like, there's just no words for that. I don't know what. I mean, that was probably the worst part of the night for me was our special teams.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah. Because, I mean, special teams, you're going to get a lot of rotation with younger players, too. It's going to be interesting to see. But we just don't – there's not a lot of defensive depth to make for solid special teams. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, Hufanga played really well on special
teams. That's who I wanted to talk about. Hufanga. He looks like a steal.
Talk about being what we wanted him to be.
Dude.
He's exactly
excited for that young man. I think, there's a lot to like about his game. I'm really hoping that we see more in the preseason and he just continues to shine because we need it. We need that kind of secondary help.
We do. With how thin our safety. I mean, clearly we just had to
Right.
sign Clinton Dix. Clearly our
Right.
depth, is, and our special teams. Another thing that's bad, and obviously he's a special teams monster. He basically was our defensive special teams.
I liked how he was playing.
I liked him a lot. Demo also had a really good game. That's M. Demo with M.
Right. Good. Yeah. Good to clarify this time.
He had a good game. Ambry Thomas had a pretty good game. Honestly, as far as our rookies go across the board, I thought everyone played pretty well. I didn't like the fact that Trey Sermon fumbled it. I also didn't like how Aaron Banks played. But besides them, it seemed like everybody pretty much played pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, kitty.
Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. I've got a very needy cat. So I'm going to pull up the game.
Ooh,
nice. So I've got the first drive pulled up right now. So can you hear the sound?
A little bit.
When I play it?
Yeah, it's just really low.
All right. So I think this is Jimmy's first pass.
Yeah, Debo in motion.
Oh, no, this is Trey.
Oh, Trey.
Man, he did not. That's not on Trey for me. He literally had. He basically.
There's not a lot.
No,
I mean, maybe you bounce it out, but that's more like that's me just kind of Madden thinking. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
like
right. It's like when if I was playing backyard football right now.
Right. Totally if I was playing Madden, I would have bounced that outside. But he is just trying to. I'm sure the assignment is that gap, so he was just trying to stay, and hammer it.
Yeah, and there wasn't probably. A lot there. I don't know what you tell a rookie running back going into preseason, but I have to imagine it's like, don't be a hero. Just hit your holes, and like vision is what we care about.
Maybe,
like, I'm not asking you to like Barry Sanders back and forth,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean,
I do appreciate that he just wants to go hammer this. Like, he doesn't shy away. He knows that there's going to be contact there.
Yeah. He didn't shy away from contact. I will give him that.
This dude takes the ball. Oh, I thought we were replaying the sermon run. So that was the end around to Ayuk.
I mean, this is Jimmy's first pass, I think. Oh my God. Okay. See, there he hit the hole well.
Well, he hits the hole, and he needs. I mean, those two guys are much bigger than him, so they do drive him back. But he needs two people to tackle him.
He does. He looks like an NFL running back. Like, he's a big man.
I like how tough he runs.
He definitely runs like he has a chip on his shoulder. Like he's trying to knock you down.
I agree with that.
So this is Wayne Gallman. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like
fine. I don't.
When Wayne Gallman touched the ball, I just felt like it was like a wasted rep. It's like,
I kind of felt that way too. So maybe Trey Sermon just looked a little tired and they wanted to get him some water, but I felt like that was kind of a wasted rep as well. I'm not hating on Gallman. I just we got some rookies we really want to see.
Yeah.
But maybe that was smart too because they didn't have Mitchell to rotate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet you that Kyle scripted the first 20 plays, and then that was Elijah Mitchell's rep, and now Elijah Mitchell's gone, so Wayne Gallman takes it.
Dude.
Yeah, man.
His alien space beam. Yeah,
those will get you, man. So I think this is Jimmy's pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drop back.
I mean,
first read.
I'd like clearly that was the play. Like that was the play design.
Was his first read. Can you replay it? I want to see if there's anything developing on the bottom. Like, does it really follow anybody on the bottom of the screen?
All right, so I mean, Debo's down here. He's in motion. Ayuk's up top.
But like, what's Debo's route?
All right. So Debo,
he cuts in, but I don't know if he's going to be coming across or if he goes straight up. I need that.
So I mean, had he waited, Ayuk was going to be open right here, up at the top. But I mean,
I
don't know. I don't really care that much either way. I feel like
overall, there's good zip to the ball.
Overall, I mean, it looked like that was like his view right off the bat, or that was his plan the whole time was to go to him. It seemed like that was just kind of the design of the play, and it didn't really fool them. So they ended up only getting a yard out of it. And then this is the one that got called back. That was probably his biggest pass of the game. I mean, he led him well. I mean, obviously Trey, everything else is covered pretty well. This is like pretty much the obvious and the correct throw.
Yeah, that's a great pass.
So I think that is a good play all around. I think that's the last time he passes the ball, though.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Well, nothing to hate.
Yeah, nothing bad. Okay, this is the last one. The dump down to Trey. I want to watch this from the beginning.
Was he open at the bottom?
Debo?
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Who's this? Is this Dwelly?
No, this is that is
Warner?
Dwelly. Yeah, I think that's Dwelly. Dwelly was pretty open, but would Dwelly have gotten more than what Trey got?
Well, let's see. He leaks out.
I mean,
it's kind of the same thing.
It looks like the result would have been the same, but the difference is the guy getting the ball is a better athlete, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but when you want to just like knock people, bigger is also nice. But I mean,
yeah, Ross Dwelly's not that big though.
That's true.
And then this was just a bad punt. Mitch Wisnowski did not have a great game, in my opinion.
No,
he's
in that fourth rounder.
Yeah, we paid fourth round.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a bad punter by any means, but
no, I don't.
I mean, if you're paying a fourth round price for a punter, like I need him to be like.
I need him to go punt the ball and then hit the guy who caught it and cause a fumble.
Yeah, I need the ball to land at the one, no spin, just stick there.
Digs into the turf and is stuck. Right. That's what I need.
Yes, that's what I need. It leaves a football-sized dent in the ground.
Yeah, and a divot every time it lands, and it's always landing on the one. That's when you pay that kind of price.
Is that too much to ask?
I don't think so. Not when you're paying that kind of premium.
I know, right? Speaking of good, this guy or Townsend, he's a pretty good punter. This one's not really on Richie. He just took a fair catch. That's probably the right call.
That's what you want him to do.
All right, now here's Trey. This is the first time we get to see him.
Little play action.
See, this one's 100% on Ayuk. But here's the thing. He was the least open of everybody.
That's true. He forced that in. He was double covered. He did have somebody underneath him that could probably have made that conversion.
Like, and it's Jimmy hits one of these guys.
He would have already have thrown it to him.
He would have already have thrown it. And I mean, that's a big reason why Trey. I mean, look at this. You don't even see the Chiefs on the field practically. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he made a good pass and it should have been caught, but
I agree with that.
So
he forced that. That's three people right on him, and there's nobody in sight for those bottom two. I can't tell who those are though. I should have.
I know one of them was Sermon, and then the other one was
Sermon on the left,
fullback.
Okay,
Sermon again, and then this one just Brunskill gets absolutely manhandled.
Yeah.
That one I don't blame.
Welcome
I think that
to
was
the
the one that I
NFL
don't blame
kind of
on
moment.
Trey. Yeah. And then Mitch gets a 35-yard punt. Let's see who gets it. And Hafunga's right there. He doesn't get the tackle, but he's there. He's there. That's kind of like the important part of being a gunner is like you just need to be there. And then Hafunga again.
There he is.
I don't blame him at all for this play. He forced him out. He's not going to catch Tyreek Hill.
That's Tyreek Hill. That's exactly what you want your player to do. Force him out. That's Tyreek Hill. Don't let him turn the corner and burn us.
See where Hafunga starts at.
No, Hafunga reads this and then reads it and then forces like one of the fucking gnarliest playmakers in the NFL out of bounds, which is what you want. Like you can't really count on just landing a clean hit on Tyreek Hill. You just kind of have to mitigate his damage. That man is so fast.
Yeah, for sure. It's like 6 yards, like cool.
Yeah,
I mean, see, he is here. He read it from the very beginning. Instantly ran to Hill. Forced
doesn't even want to see that chip block. Says, "What is that? What are you? What are you? A cloud?" And then goes right through him.
That was perfectly done.
Yeah,
that was some Arden Key action, getting right in his face. Arden Key had a really good game. He was the highest graded 49ers defender.
Right on.
Arden Key.
Okay. Hilarious.
Here's Key again. Look at him getting to the quarterback.
Yep. That's probably getting the flag.
That one is that was Hafunga's only mistake.
Yeah, that's probably getting the flag.
Yeah,
then it got one.
He did get the flag on that one. Yeah, so it was pretty bad. I think though. This is a condensed. They don't really show the replays, but he like straight up tackles Tyreek. So.
Yeah, I know. He ran him through. It's all right. Playing football.
Yeah, I mean, it's his first ever NFL game, but trying to cover the best receiver in football, debatably. So
yeah,
It's all right.
They got burned.
I don't know if anything meaningful for us happens this drive. I know they score, and I know that our corner gets cooked. I think this is on the east. Yeah, just gets absolutely cooked.
Just cooked. Who's that? 35.
Yeah, he. I don't know. It's the guy
He looks out of place.
Yeah, he just got straight up cooked.
Yeah, he got cooked.
Yeah, I don't care about special. Okay, let's see. See, this is the one I was talking about. Catches the ball at the 6-yard line, and then doesn't even make it to the 20.
That's not really. I mean, he took what he had. It's just overall
you
not a
gotta
lot
create
of
something with that. You got to do something better than that.
There was not a lot of help.
All right, now here's the play. Let's go back.
Yeah, this is nice.
We didn't get the full effect.
Right.
All right. So this is the play that everybody's been talking about.
Yeah.
A little wobbly, but perfect pass, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Perfect. I mean, this was the highlight of the day. Trey Lance, Trent Sherfield, 80-yard touchdown. I mean, not really much to break down.
Feeling it.
Just perfect.
Feeling it. Yeah. Rolls left, gets the whole defense on that side of the field, creates the one-on-one matchup. I guess there's two people, but they're trailing so hard it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm. And there's a good route by Sherfield.
Yeah.
Just well done. And okay, right here. All right, back on defense. Mahomes is out. I guess Mahomes is already out. This is the Demo pick. Well done. The coverage wasn't great, but I mean, he saw the ball come out of the guy's hands. He made the play on it, you know?
Yeah.
It's not really
you show unsure hands around this guy, he'll snag it from you. I like it.
Yeah. He just kind of has that ball hawk
Mm-hmm.
mentality, it seems like, because he's had some picks in camp too.
Yeah.
See, he kind of got burned, but I mean, he made up for it. The ball hit his hands and he held on to it. So
yeah.
All right. So this is where things are going to start to get interesting. We're going to start to see Trey make some mistakes. I think this is the drive where Trey puts the ball on the mark 3 times and they get dropped.
Yeah, let's see who's making these drops too.
See, that was a hard run by
right there. Trey Sermon ran really, really hard. I liked what I saw out of him.
Yeah, I did too. There you go. Not much more you can ask in that situation.
Right.
Minus the fumble.
Yeah. But, well, like once you put Mack in there, once Williams is in there and we start getting some real push on the line, it'll be nice with him running with this kind of attitude.
Yeah. These aren't typical 49ers like offensive line holes. Like typically here's Juwan Jennings. I mean,
looks good.
Love Solid to see that.
Read.
He's sort of developing into what we want. Like, you know, that hopefully that wide receiver 3.
Ooh.
That covered wide receiver 3.
It's a good little bounce outside, but this guy made a nice tackle.
And then that.
All right, there were people open.
All right.
So you don't love that. That's a mistake that will be exacerbated in the NFL.
And then okay. All right, so I mean,
he's not really looking yet though. So I get holding, but like he should absolutely have like rifled
this
it by
should
then.
be the pass he makes. He should hit Gallman, you know, like he should probably hit Gallman.
Gallman's got his hands out. Like, why haven't you thrown it yet?
Yeah, right. Someone said, you know, your running back's open when he's Naruto running across with nobody near him.
Same team, man. Trying to help.
I mean, yeah, he definitely should have hit Gallman there. I mean, he should have known Gallman was going to be there. And I mean, that's the thing that will come with time. As he plays more, he'll know the play well enough to know, okay, the play breaks down. Okay, Gallman is going to be to my left, and he's going to be by himself. You know, that's just something he'll learn. So that sack was kind of on him. I mean, obviously we want better pass protection, but
the passes were there to be made.
Okay, that one was
time.
Better.
That one was great.
So I mean,
I think that he learned. You know,
yeah,
like shit, they come at you fast.
Yeah, my back of offensive line fucking sucks. I need to throw the ball faster.
Let's zip it.
All right, so looks like this is the literal only play, and he made the right one. So it's a good play by him.
I mean, how
that shows that he learned.
It shows that he learned. I also like how athletic and like smooth he can move in and out of the pocket. Like he doesn't have any kind of like momentum, not momentum, but like what's the word? Movement inhibitions when he's rolling out. It's just very smooth and natural for him to get out of harm's way. It's just once that offensive line improves and you won't have to do it as often.
Yep. And he just gets better at it. Like his speeds will adjust to be able to like make the decision like just like half a second faster.
Also, with better offensive line play, he'll be able to exploit when there is just an opening to gun it and run it.
Yeah. Not to mention a good center who knows what he's doing, like Alex Mack is gonna make
Mack and Williams are it's gonna look like a different line. Like those two are monsters.
Yeah, I mean they're our best 2 offensive linemen by far.
Yeah.
So. Man, it's tough with these numbers because every time I see 20, I was like, why is Jimmy Ward in? And it's like, okay, no. And then it's like, I mean, I don't really get Hufanga and Kwaski mixed up because of the hair, but
right.
I mean, that was pretty good covered by Demo right there.
Yeah, it's with him every step of the way. Probably chirped a little bit in his ear.
Oh, that should have been picked.
53 was there. It's weird to see 53.
All right, let's see. Almost got a block.
That'd been sweet.
And then Travis Benjamin just lets that one go through.
All right, I forget Trey. Travis is on the team. That guy's fast.
No, that was a good play right there.
Nice little play.
Was just designed perfectly. Made the correct read.
Also, is not skittish, standing in his own end zone, which I got to imagine is pretty fucking terrifying.
Yep. I mean, Charlie Warner, that's what that is, right? Yep. He's not even like he's a blocker. That's nice to see from him. Looks like he's learned a lot in the offseason because he was a rookie last year. He didn't really play much. I think he had like 5 career catches in college.
That was almost a really good run. He made a nice cut.
Yeah. Gallman honestly played pretty well, I thought. I mean, obviously, who played really well is Jermichael Hasty.
I know. Hasty showed out.
Yeah, we're probably not going to have time to get to that, to get to his tape. But, I mean, if you haven't watched the second half, man.
We can talk about Hasty Ball later and then maybe break down McGlinchey's series.
Do you know how many series he played? I know he was in the first.
At least the first. I'd have to actually go back. But in his first series, I thought he played well.
And I want to talk about Simba. Man, he played a good game too. He had that fumble, but this is the second time he's been on a gun and he's been there. And then he also had that big return.
Yeah.
I think that was in the second half though. But he's an interesting play to maybe make this team if he continues to do special teams that well.
Absolutely.
Jerick McKinnon had a pretty good game, actually.
I know. Yeah, for fantasy purposes, he might be kind of just a late round dart throw.
Maybe. I mean, if something happens to CEH, it seems like the guy's going to be
it'd be a workload. So it's just disappointed. You wanted to see him do that for us, and it didn't happen, and now he's on another team.
Yep.
But it's still preseason,
Yeah,
we got weapons.
It's our backup. I mean, running back is the one position where like we have the best depth of any position.
Yeah, that guy made a nice play.
Yeah, that's a good catch. Defensive line depth was something I saw a lot too. Like Demo, man, he was just
every step
fucking glue. But our defensive line, even our like backups, were playing well. Like Alex Barrett had a good game. Obviously, we saw Arden Key had a good game.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Key.
Kevin Givens. Yeah, we saw. I mean, that just shows how good our system is with our defensive linemen. The way we teach them to attack and Hufanga again, man. Hufanga and Demo, man.
Well, Hufanga comes in like a missile too.
Here's Travis Benjamin again. I don't know. He just lets this one go through, which is the correct choice.
So he didn't have any blocking help.
Man, it's gotta suck if like you're trying to make a team based on just special teams, and then like what's given to you is a kick through the end zone. Like
right.
That's gotta be tough. And some more Gallman, some more Sermon. Nothing there. That's just our offensive line not creating anything.
Yeah, offensive line depth is an issue.
That was a good pass. That was Richie James.
That was nice.
Let's run that back. Like look at the other receivers. Looks like Craycraft is open, but I mean, Richie James is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
This was a correct call. Honestly, I almost would like to throw a little sooner, but like, I'm not really going to complain. That was a good pass.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to catch that ball. I mean, if you like swap it and Ayuk and Debo are the receiver there, like that's, or Kittle, it's guaranteed.
A little more practice. I mean, James isn't dropping that, but it just was a bummer to see it happen.
Hopefully not. Yeah. Well, I mean, James should be practicing with the second team already, so he should already be used to Trey's fastball. Not really an excuse for Ayuk's drop, but and Hufanga was there again. He's in the right spot. It's interesting. I want to see. It's interesting to see where Hufanga lines up in this play. I mean, yeah, this is sort of like that those nickel linebacker kind of scheme with like the safeties playing up, because I think like that's kind of how Marcel Harris was playing last year. And
yeah, my bad, he's running the strong side.
So that's interesting. So we saw that a lot, pretty much the whole game. They did that. Little smack talk.
Ooh, a little bit of talking. Hey, ref down.
Oh, and a flag. I think that's the new that they call taunting.
Dude, this taunting rule. If they could just, they need to have an announcement like, "Hey, just kidding. We're gonna have a regular season. We're not doing that." Like that is, dude. It's so soft. It's so soft.
You don't like it?
I taunt away. You know how hard it is to make a play in the NFL. You fucking better believe you can taunt. Like if you don't want him to taunt, stop him.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, there's no reason for, like, they're grown men. I guarantee you they're talking shit to each other the whole time.
Well, dude, and the fact that it goes back and forth too, like that's what makes it okay. If a receiver dunks on a cornerback and just mosses him into the end zone, absolutely has every bragging right in the world to spike the ball and talk about it. If later in the game that DB picks off a pass going to that receiver, absolutely every reason in the world to talk about it. You know, incredibly hard plays to make that you spend your whole life preparing to make, trying to get good enough to make. So yeah, you should celebrate when you achieve your goal, when you achieve success that you work every day to get. This whole idea of like, just, all right, line back up is so lame. And so like, that's not what fans do. And like when a fan watches that, they want to get out of their seat and cheer. And then it just makes all the sense in the world to let these athletes be athletes and celebrate however they want to. Some athletes like to talk about it. Some athletes are Barry Sanders and they just hand the ball off to the ref. The fact that we get both makes the sport interesting.
Yeah. You learn a little bit about personality.
Yeah. This idea though, that it's just like, no talking, don't taunt. It's so soft. I hate it. Hate it so much.
Did you see the Pat McAfee? He was reacting to a play. It was a Colts running back, and he basically like carries like 4 dudes on his back for like a 15-yard gain. Like that play probably, and he's like their third string. That play probably like changed his life and his family's life. Like that probably made him, you know, he's probably going to make an NFL team somewhere, even if it's a practice squad. Like that was like almost $1 million like run right there, like a dream fulfilling run, you know.
100%.
And he flexes like not even bad, at all. Guarantee wouldn't have been called last year, and they called taunting. It's like,
that's what,
come on, man.
So, dude, when I have a crumpled up piece of paper and I throw it into a trash can from across the room, I flex on that hard when I make it.
Oh, yeah.
You're telling me that an NFL player who trucks 4 people can't do the exact same thing? Get the fuck out of here. That's dumb.
Yeah. When I'm playing pickup basketball and I hit a 3-pointer and it's the only shot that I made all day long, I'm holding my arm up in the air. While I jog
part
back.
Hears about it.
Exactly. That's just what it is, you know.
I don't understand this idea that they need to just be quiet when they play. That sucks. I don't want to watch that.
I just don't get who's benefiting from it.
It's more fun to watch them chirp at each other. Oh, it's better.
It is for sure.
They're ruining it. They're ruining it.
Remember when they took away like end zone celebrations for a couple of years, like after like Chad Johnson and T.O. went crazy. And it kind of
got mad at the Gronk spike too.
Like that's gold. Like who would not like that?
I was never a Patriots fan. You better believe I thought it was cool every time Gronk spiked it.
Oh yeah. I mean,
you know, like that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't get it. They're trying to make everything stupid.
Popcorn in the face, pulling the pin out of the
Dude,
sock and
T.O.
signing
had
the
some
football, man.
gnarly
T.O.
ones. Yeah. Chad Johnson had some great ones.
T.O. and Chad Johnson, like the putt with the pylon. Man,
yeah.
that's just
those are better, man. Those and the fact that like NFL Network highlights those plays and like shows them years later, and everybody's like, "Oh, I remember that. That was great." And then to look at how people warmly welcome and receive those plays, and then say, "Okay, moving forward, though, we should cut those out."
Yeah,
that sucks.
It doesn't benefit anyone.
Yeah.
Even the NFL should like it. It's like revenue. It's like free.
It's so much revenue.
Free content, literally.
Dude, just put another clip on Twitter. Let it go viral. And it's just more. It just helps. And I don't understand getting it out of the game. It sucks.
You literally can create so much from that. But I mean, they brought it back a little bit. You know, one thing I don't like, and this isn't like I think they should ban it. It's just preference. I don't like the maybe it's just because it's the Seahawks when they do like the dance lines, like they all come out and then they'll line up. They did like the Backstreet Boys one.
Okay.
I'm just like, you guys literally choreographed a dance. Like
that. I mean, I'll allow it because it's more fun to make fun of it than say, don't do that.
I guess. And I don't think it should be banned by any means. I like the idea of it. I just I don't know. I think that's kind of corny. I'd rather like the guy that scored the touchdown do something, you know.
That's what I like the idea of giving them freedom to do it. And if you do something lame, we get to call that out.
Yeah.
You know? But like still everybody can do what they want to do.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I think that's part of it is just like the creative freedom, you know.
Yeah, see what you do.
So that is going to do it for the show today. Thanks everybody for coming in. The Niners play this weekend. They play on Sunday, I believe. So we will be back next week breaking down what happens then. Make sure to follow our Twitter. We'll always tweeting, hopefully not arguing, depending on how toxic you guys want to be. But
we're having patience.
That was a mistake. But anyways, we will take you guys next week.
Take care.
Sounds like football, baby.